Hello everybody, welcome back to Wolfeei, because today we have another video in our hands. Also, it is day number 23 of Daily December, and we're going to be talking about my dream blockwars roster, or more so, a 2024 update on a video I made last year, which, warning, canceled players are on this. This was last year, December, dream blockwars roster video I made, which I don't recall exactly what the pacing and the talks of this video were, but I'll give you a heads up. Things are looking a little different nowadays, mainly because I don't really think I should be making this exact type of video anymore now. There's so many people I know nowadays, and I know that some people watch the Mogo Build channel, that I'm bound to I'm gonna end up excluding someone that I should include and that I really would like to have in blockwars as much as I can, but with a dream roster, it kind of gives the idea of like, oh, these are my favorite people, these are my favorite players, and I don't want to like do that. So this time around, we have a bit of a different approach. Instead of my dream blockwars roster being the 40 people I would like to have in most and make the coolest roster possible or whatever, it is the 69, a coincidental number, I counted though, 69 people that are not in blockwars, have never played blockwars. Have never played blockwars because there's some people that have been announced but haven't played one yet, that I would like to have in. And with dream blockwars roster, these are mostly people that I think would be really cool to have in the roster for different reasons. We'll get to the tier list in a bit. I'll give you a heads up. There are tiers which mostly are trying to put people in genres of where they're from or what they do or etc. This is not in order or anything like that. You're gonna see some crazy people on this list. There's a celebrity tier up here. You've got a Minecrafter tier. You got some legacy like content creators to some OGs and some very new faces. You have like variety crowd that don't really fit like in one exact bubble of variety, but kind of across the sphere of content creation. And then you have maybe Ninja not. Like OTV and Friends, kinda. It's more like OTV and Friends, but who are close to OTV and Friends. There's some overlap. There's some people in the yellow tier that could be in here, but like, kind of, you might understand why like some of these people are in the same group-ish, roughly, right? Either way, let's get into the tier list. Starting at the top, the celebrity tier. Look, man, I would love to have these people in. It would be really cool. Is it realistic? For the most part, no. By far the most likely person here is Baby No Money, who celebrity, more so like music artist, feels more celebrity than like content creator, but I feel like Baby No Money is more of a content creator oriented, music, person. However, a lot of these people are people that I would like to have in for different reasons, whether it's because I like their music and I like their personality, or because I used to listen to them and I like their personality, or whatever in between. I'll go over every single one of them right now. Ariana Grande, I mean, would be cool. That's kind of the only reason. This is also not in order within each tier. I just kind of dragged the people from the bottom to the top. I assume it's mostly in alphabetical order. Ariana Grande makes good music, and she seems like a pretty fun person. As much as she probably sucks at Minecraft, it would be really fun to have her in. A$AP Rocky, him and Tyler together, W duo. If you haven't seen them in videos together, you're missing out. Also, Rihanna, that's his wife. I like Rihanna. Rihanna's cool. Jack Black would be really cool. Put Jack Black with like Jacksepticeye down here, boom, fire. Dua Lipa, self-explanatory. I love Dua Lipa for her music and beyond. Denzel Curry and Billie Eilish, coincidentally right next to each other. Also, similar to Rocky and Tyler, a fun combo of people that are friends and individually like their music. I think it's really cool if they were to be on the same team. Next up, you'll get Joji and Rich Brian. Same thing. They're friends and they're funny, and I like Joji's music. I used to listen to Rich Brian. There you go, cool combo. Madison Beer, she streams Fortnite. Surely there's got to be some percentage of chance, all right, that she might. Probably not, but Fortnite, close enough to Minecraft. It's sandbox sometimes. I don't know. Baby No Money already talked about. He does streaming already, or at least he collaborates with like streamers and content creators alike. So that'd be really cool. And next up is someone I don't really like watch or do any, or I don't engage with their type of content or whatever they do, right? Lando Norris, F1 driver, or at least he races. He's done Minecraft in the past, which is why I'm like, that would be cool. Celebrity figure who would be really cool to have in. Put him on a team, I think, with like Wurchel. I don't know. Anyways, that's the celebrity tier. Most unrealistic tier out of all of these by an insane margin, but there are celebrities that I like. There's obviously people whose music I like, but I feel like they maybe personality-wise wouldn't really be like the most interesting to have in. Like, for example, like Kendrick. I really like Kendrick, but I don't know if Kendrick would really work in this type of environment. I don't know. Anyways, let's move on. Minecrafter tier. These are just people that, they range from people I know and people I don't know, that I just think would be really cool to have in, whether they're like staples of Minecraft or just people that are like somewhat close in association to other people, or just a fun bunch of people. Mumbo Jumbo, one of the OGs for Minecraft, would be iconic to have in an event. Obviously never happening, but would be really fun. Furthermore, we have Gem, who I think is a very nice, regular in MCC. I think it'd be fun if we had her in a blockwars at some point. It would be very fun. B-dubs, same thing. I like the hermits. B-dubs are fun hermits. There's so many other hermits that I would include here, by the way, but I coincidentally, when I checked, had 69 people. I was like, well, here's the cutoff point. Phil, I've said, was one of the main people I used to watch for Minecraft streams. Tommy, obviously iconic, would be really fun as well. Skiz and Impulse, the same thing. Iconic hermit duo would be really fun. Dantidium, one of the OG like Minecraft YouTubers I watched, and one of the 3 OG YouTubers that I watched that has not played yet, the others being Captain Sparkles and LD Shadow Lady. Etho and Grian, I guess for the same reason. Insanely legendary Hermitcraft Minecraft YouTubers would be an awesome, moment to have them in an event, but they feel like they're more MCC exclusive than anything. And then Scar, same with Gem, really. Scar and Gem are kind of in the same boat. Regulars in MCC, I think it'd be really fun to have them in. Next up is the like legacy YouTuber kind of tier. They're like, they kind of, you can kind of apply them to anything. Matt Pat, he's retired, but it would be really fun. I'll put Germa there too. Germa's retired, but it would be really fun. T-Pain, he might know him for his music, but he's more of a streamer nowadays, and would be just really awesome. It would be really funny to have T-Pain in blockwars. I think that would be hilarious. Moist Critical is like one of the main YouTubers I watch. I like him a lot personality-wise. He's very unfiltered, but like in a non-problematic way, which I think is awesome. Same thing with Queso. Queso, we'll get to in a little bit too, but yes, I like Moist Critical. Jacksepticeye, I already mentioned him previously, but it would be really fun as like a legacy edition. I guess PewDiePie and Markiplier should be in that same bubble, although if I had to rank how much I want them in the event, I'd probably say Mark first, Jack second, and Felix third. Reason, Markiplier is just like a really, really iconic YouTuber, and having him in would just be such an OMG moment. Jacksepticeye, I think, works the best in the event, knows the most people, and would probably, in the tiny percent chance that any of them would be interested, is the most likely to be interested. So I would really like him in. And then Felix feels like he is kind of slightly retired and maybe not as much involved with content creation, so I just don't think he would ever be open to something like this. But it would be really iconic to have the biggest or second biggest individual YouTuber, I think, to be in. That'd be really cool. Jade Animations, iconic. We'll have Jacob Alpharad here too. It's a duo that I had previously, and it would be cool to see them in. I mean, Jaden has played Minecraft stuff on stream before. She was in QSMP. I think there is the slimmest of chances that she would be open for like a rookies type of event, maybe, but still unlikely. Maybe a charity rookies would be the best chance we ever have at someone like Jaden and Jacob joining. Next up, Binging with Babish, one of the other YouTubers I consistently have watched over the past many years. Would be very, very out of the ordinary for him to play Minecraft in general, but also to play in a Minecraft event. So, would be cool though. And then we have Kai and Speed, who are just too big to get in blockers at this point. I would love to have them in, of course, but there's no way. So, we'll leave it at that. A very iconic though, they did the whole Minecraft hardcore thing, would be really cool. Next up, we have the variety creator who are not as much like legacy people, but more like they're part of like communities that I like or something along those lines. Alpha Red, Nintendo guy, probably one of the longest running YouTubers here that someone I've watched for the longest time consistently across this entire thing, probably. Onipixel, CS:GO guy, would be really fun. Connor Eats Pants would just be fun. Grizzy from like, and I'll put Smitty here too. Grizzy and Smitty are kind of from the same bubble. They're from like the same crowd as like Big Puffer and Pezzy. And they played, and it was really fun to have them in. So I would really like to have Grizzy and Smitty in. Queso, self-explanatory. Queso's like the streamer nowadays. That's like people really like. I mean, Kai is also kind of the streamer, and Showspeed is also kind of the streamer, but Queso is Queso. I would love to have Queso in. Next up, you have Johnstone, who a lot of you might be unfamiliar with, but he's like a Pokemon YouTuber, and I like him. His personality is very silly, goofy. I like him. Next up is Kadril. I've only really seen Kadril in clip forms, in the clip format. However, I also recently saw Onipixel and Kadril in the same lobby for, and Papa Plat in the same lobby for some like GeoGuessr thing, and that would be insane if we got that to happen at some point. I'll move Kaide here as well, just ahead. RT Game, someone I've watched on and off, is kind of just a very iconic figure in content creation, especially for like Nintendo-esque content. It would just be really cool. Tenzin Kaide, probably one of the most requested people nowadays for Block Wars, because, we've had FPS creators and Valorant creators with like Zekin nowadays, so obviously makes sense for them to be requested, and I like them. I think they're great, so I would love to have them in. Then next up, I'll just grab some people that kind of fit in the same bubble. You have Hungry Box, C9 Mango, and Void. They're all Smash creators. They would be really cool to have in. I used to do Smash Bros. A lot in terms of like playing, not content creation, so it'd be really fun. And Mango and HBox with like Ludwig would be an insane combo, of course. Spreen, one of the most iconic Spanish-speaking creators that I know of, at least in streaming, so would be really cool to have him in. Next up, Wolfeei VGC. We shared the same name, kind of, but also he is Pokemon oriented, and I like Pokemon, and I also watch him pretty consistently. Next up is Schlatt, iconic. That's all I gotta say. Shield Chaos. I thought, I kind of learned about him right before he joined MC, or he was talked about for MCC, and then I kind of got refreshed to him when he joined MCC. And I think he's really fun, and I think it'd be really cool. I think something like Rookies would be right up his alley, so that would be very fun. Doug, I've explained in the past that Doug isn't interested in joining, but I really like his content, so still gonna remain as someone I would love to have in, even though it's, confirmed not happening. Then CDog VA has done content with a bunch of people across this list, some people like PewDiePie and Ludwig and many others, but also has done content with, some of my friends like Rain or Sleepy. I met CDog in person. It was very brief interaction. I only spoke like 2 words with the guy because it was backstage at Twitch Rivals, but seems like a great guy, and I think would just be really fun. And I think with the amount of VTubers that are in, I'm sure there's endless opportunity for him to potentially find someone he would be great to be teamed with. And then Ninja would be massive to have in. I can't imagine how massive that would actually be. But I think the chances were pretty low, just like the low taper fade. I'm just kidding. Ninja has recently made a bit of a comeback, to me at least, and to many others as well, as kind of someone who actually is pretty funny. Ninja was kind of corny for a little bit, no offense, but he's kind of brought it back, all right? He's brought it back a little bit. I like Ninja. He would be funny. Anyways, final tier is the OTV and Friends-esque group. There's definitely some people that are maybe a stretch for OTV and Friends, but when I just dragged people in, this was kind of the natural approach. Jason the Wayne, if you're not aware, one of the modern-day FaZe boys, I think it'd be really cool to have him in. He also seems just, like, very fun as a person. I've never spoken to him or anything, but I've known of him for a little while, like, way before he joined FaZe, so I think he'd be really fun. I think it'd be really cool. Ludwig, shouldn't really have to explain that Ludwig would be a really cool add to Block Wars. He's like me, but way more popular. I don't know. That's why. I don't know. Foolish and Tina, I think as a duo would be really cool to have in Block Wars at some point. Cinna is also someone I've known of quite a while before She had her like blow up moment with AMP and all that type of content groups, etc. And she seems like a really fun personality person to have in as well. I think it'd be really cool. Um, I'll put Pokimane and Valkyrie in kind of the same bubble. They're like some of the most iconic female streamers of all time, and I genuinely really like them as people. I think they're great, at least from what I've seen on the internet. I'm sure whatever, but I think they would be fantastic to have in. Obviously, Ray makes a little bit more sense because she's more actively involved with Minecraft, but Poki has played some Minecraft content in the past, so it'd be really fun. Next up is Janet, or ex-Chocobars. Someone who I've recently grown a lot more appreciation for in the event scene, for someone who brings just so much energy to MCC teams, and I think it'd be wonderful to have her in a Block Wars, and maybe she would enjoy it, I don't know. Next up, Emaru, someone who I've watched on and off a little bit. She seems like a very, very unique but interesting type of personality to have in an event, and I'm sure there's some way, shape, or form that there's a team that she would enjoy, but probably not happening. Next up, we have Jody or Quarter Jade. With John playing recently, I think it'd be fun if Jody gave it a shot. I don't think she would, because I don't know if she's interested in that type of content or in that type of environment, but it'd be really fun. I think Jody's also, as a standalone content creator, wonderful, so I would like her in. That would be fun. Next up, Ryan Higa. He's like an OG, but instead of being in the OG tier, he fits here because he's actively streaming, and I think it'd be really fun to have him in. Mouse was supposed to be in at some point, but never ended up playing, and we'll try to get her back in at some point. I'm sure she'd be open to it, considering she was already open to it in the past. And then Leslie, another person from like OTV and Friends group that would be really fun. I think she's great. Should be great. Anyways, that's the list. I hope you're either more aware of who I like, I guess, to potentially have in Block Wars, and maybe you've discovered someone new that I've talked about and you like them. Anyways, that's all for me today, and I'll see you all later. Goodbye.